right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Renee Stepping Out on Faith. This is News and More. News you can use, news and more. I'm standing in for Miss Debbie Williams today. And she has a great show. She's awesome. She has a great show, and she is going to be back. Look, she's under the weather, and she'll be back real soon. We have an awesome guest coming up later, Dr. Umar Johnson. And yeah, he's familiar. He's familiar with this area, with Detroit, with the television station, and I'm sure him and Debbie Williams probably worked together before. And I know you've heard of him. So Debbie wants us to play a video clip. We're going to get a little of that in. If you know more about Debbie, she's always had children and family services, and working with the state and her children and things of that nature. So I'm sure you've seen this video before. We're going to play a few moments of it, and we'll be right back. So don't touch that dial, and we'll be right back.
Good afternoon. Please stand and state your names for the record in the Sanaya Jones matter. Please step to the podium.
Shantella Tucker, Mom.
Thank you, Ms. Tucker. Please have a seat at the table.
Your Honor, good afternoon. Julie Sisson on behalf of petitioner.
Good afternoon, Ms. Sisson.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Denise Burris, Department of Human Services and petitioner.
Good afternoon, Ms. Burris.
May it please this court, our office, the Washington County Public Defender's Office, has been assigned this matter. I am James Kincaid for this record, representing minor child lawyer guardian ad litem.
Thank you, Mr. Kincaid. This matter is before the court for a preliminary hearing. Ms. Burris, did you provide Ms. Tucker with a copy of the petition?
Yes.
All right. There are no amendments to the petition at this point, Ms. Sisson?
None that we're aware of, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yeah. Ms. Tucker, do you have a copy of the petition here with you? If not, Ms. Burris, if you could hand her another copy, or you're welcome to make one from the court's file. I don't have any extras. Ms. Tucker, the petition alleges as follows. One, said mother, Shantella Tucker, date of birth 12/23/1983, is the biological mother of, is it Sanaya? Thank you. Sanaya Jones Tucker, date of birth 5/29/2012, who was born in Washtenaw County. Count 2 alleges on or about 5/30/2012, Ms. Tucker reported that she does not know who is the father of Sanaya Jones Tucker. 3, Sanaya Jones Tucker remains at the University of Michigan Hospital because she was born at 26 weeks gestation. 4, said mother has 3 other children, Malik Tucker, date of birth 6/8/2009, Asha Tucker, date of birth 8/18/2008, and Oriana Jones, date of birth 2/5/2006. 5, said mother, Shantella Tucker, had her rights terminated to Asha Tucker in December 2008. 6, on or about 4/11/2011, Ms. Tucker's parental rights were involuntarily terminated to Malik Tucker due to substance abuse, physical neglect, and failure to protect.
Like 6 months, 6.5 months, 7 months. And his name is Malik. And she she was pregnant with Malik and had him early because of the way her body is, again with the short uterus. Later they said the baby was born drug addicted, and the baby was not born drug addicted. Trudy Fortino telling me, she's a supervisor of Orchard Truth and Services, CEO person, and she's saying that my grandson was born drug addicted, and the quality insurance worker, her name is Lisa Finger, and this is at the end. I'm going to let you guys hear the end, and you're going to hear the beginning later. Okay, here we go.
Mrs. Kramer, now, why would they want to come and represent me? But if my daughter was using drugs, you know it's a great possibility. You know? I'm not the doctor. I don't know anything. Okay, there really wasn't a question about whether or not he was on the road. He was. Okay. It's not a possibility. I don't know, again, they don't discuss to me about my grandchild. Let me just say, also, protective services, when they came out, they removed the child because the kid was from the baby from the hospital. That's the matter. Because at birth, he tested positive for drugs. Okay. That is why. That's why protective services got involved. Had there not been any sort of drugs in the system, he wouldn't have done it. Okay. So when the you're going into something that we don't disagree with. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm saying to you, so the protective services would not have met with grandma. They were dealing with the birth mother up front. Now, did they go and did the protective services look at that? Okay. We got to when a file petition for removal, are there any relatives? Did the protective services contact you at all at this firm? No. So you went to the hospital and you never had any conversation with protective services. Again, I put my right hand up to God. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm going to say this. I called Miss Taylor. I called her. That's all I'm saying. I always, when I found out who the worker was, because I got emails. That's my email. This shows my email how I was trying to find out that from every since 2008. I'm not going to hear that. You can look at all of it. You can read it right now. 2008. Yes, the 2000. I mean, it's not 2000. When the kids were from 2008, from all the way to whatever it has here, here's the information. All I can give you is all information that I have that I've been trying to find out who was the worker, what should I do. I want my grandchildren. You were there in 2008. I'm coming from all the way. I'm just telling you. Oh, yeah. I was here. Well, how old? She's a year old. I've been going up to the there would be no question as to whether or not, whether or not there's a problem. But that's not what she was just a moment there. What she was questioning was why she could not be the person where the children could be saved. That's what she was. You know, I'm saying protect the service with it. And I'm going to deal with that. I'm going straight to Israel on that. Then that's the ball of rock there. The other thing is, Deborah had just been out here trying to feel, well, wait, she don't know what's going on out there. And like I said, I just want to keep reiterating the point that, again, she never denied, God never stated that she's able to doubt her mind that this child, her grandchild, may have been drug addicted. She never stated that, she never thought it, she never said it. I just want to keep hammering that point home because that's one of the reasons why you question her ability to, whether or not this child is placed in her custody. And my thing is, I just want to keep hammering home that point that she never said that. You heard her say it right here. Okay, so I really would, kind of like to kind of move on from that one. But I just want to say this, please. I have conversations. First, I was talking to Ms. Taylor on the phone. Okay, I talked to her on the phone. Many times, I even told her, I said, Ms. Taylor, I'm going to record our conversation. Even the first meeting, I told her and her supervisor, I said, I'd like to record the conversation because not have it on tape right now. No. I said, well, if this going to be truth and so there won't be no inaccuracy, why can't we record the conversation? You can hear it. I have it. Okay? And this is my conversation with Ms. Taylor. Everything. I never. If I had that in my soul and my spirit, I would have.
Okay, now here's the beginning.
I
have had the opportunity to go with Deborah to the Washtenaw Department of Human Services, where we didn't end up with no evidence from the worker who was supposed to be investigating this situation for the department, saying we was trying to find out why she could not visit her children, her grandchildren. They didn't have nothing against her. They had something against Deborah's daughter, talking about neglect. But if you would really go into the case, they never did really investigate any neglect on the part of the daughter.
So they didn't do a proper type of assessment or whatever. And later on, my daughter asked them for like a letter about what was wrong with her child. She wanted everything in a letter. And so they gave her this letter right here. If the camera can take this picture here, from Dr. Weiner. And if you, from the information, here it never said that my grandson, Malik Tyler Tucker, was born drug addicted. This was the only medical document my daughter received. From Dr. Weiner. And then the next information came from the social worker from St. Joe Hospital. Her name is Lillian Sachs. And my daughter asked her first, and she talked to Dr. Weiner, and these two people provided this information, and also these other three. And it says here, it says my daughter was not, her and her baby did not have drugs in the system when she delivered the baby. Neither one of them. So I'm going to read it. It says, attach an info relating to Shantella Tucker drug screens, both during her pregnancy and at the time of delivery, all of which were negative. Please call me if I can provide further. Thank you. Lillian Sachs. She's a social worker at St. Joseph Mercy Hospital. And then she gave us this information with the lab test from the hospital when my daughter was, when she delivered the baby before. It says negative all the way through.
Welcome back, everybody. I am Renee, stepping out on faith, and this is News and More. Yes, I was a very, very trying case with our good, with the host of the show, Debbie Williams, and she puts her life out there, and it helps educate others and teach others, and where you learn things. Okay, without further ado, I want to bring on someone that we all know and always glad to see, Dr. Umar Johnson. Hey, Dr. Johnson, how are you? Oh, great. Hold on one second. All right, I'm having some audio issues here. I never have audio issues. That's ridiculous. Everything, the devil is a liar. Hold on, it's good to see you, though, always. All right, so let me do a commercial break and come back and make sure I got you right here, loud and clear. You look great. In just one moment, we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, everybody. Don't touch that dial.
LaWanda,
This is RJ Watkins.
coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you, because you know healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. Need to get yours today. Call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
Finally, I just got my COVID-19 vaccine.
I registered with my local health department and they called me.
I got mine at the pharmacy, and my neighbor got hers from the hospital.
I'm not a techie person, so I called the COVID hotline, and they helped me schedule an appointment.
Get vaccinated with the first vaccine you can. Protect us all.
Learn more at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine.
Hi, this is LaWanda.
This is RJ Watkins.
Coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you, because you know healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. Need to get yours today. Call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
WHPR-TV is now on Channel 90. Check out all of your favorite morning talk shows on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. to 12 noon, and watch us anytime, day or night, on all of your favorite devices. Download the WHPR-TV Now app and take us with you wherever you go. WHPR-TV is now on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. till noon. WHPR-TV, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Dr. Umar Johnson to the show. Hey there. Hello. Welcome.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for having me. Glad to be back. Shout out to Queen Mother Debbie Williams.
Yes.
We know you're feeling under the weather. We hope that you get well soon.
That's right. That's right. Because without Debbie, I wouldn't be right here. So we definitely appreciate it. Definitely been praying for her. Did you get a chance to, we showed a little clip of the video. Debbie puts it all out there for us all the time on with young people. She's an example, definitely a prime example of things that happen and that's been going on that can happen with children within the medical world, in the psychological world. And you're a doctor of psychological
Clinical psychology.
Clinical psychology. That's right. That's right. And mostly in the youth. Is that correct?
Mostly with the youth, but I can work with all ages.
And that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Let's talk about, let's kind of piggyback on what the video. It seems like there was some type of medical condition with Debbie's daughter, and it caused, I guess, the grandson to be born with some type of difficulty or deficiency or I won't say handicap or whatever it was. The CPS decided that was drug abuse. Now, is that, you're not a medical doctor, but do you know if that can be possible where there can be effects of the body that can make an imbalance with the child mentally? Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
From what I understand, they would have to do a test in order to determine if there is any chemicals in the bloodstream of the child to effectively determine if, they were born chemically addicted. That's the only way I've ever heard of them being able to confirm whether or not a child was born with a controlled substance in their body.
Exactly. Now, based on the video that we just saw, there was a test, and the test showed that it was negative. Neither the baby or the mother had drugs in their system at time of birth. So there was no rights to take anybody anywhere. Nobody shouldn't have been in the room. CPS, nobody. It should have been just natural. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Should have just been some natural findings where if there was no father, so be it, or what have you. I don't know if Miss Debbie's fundings was low or how, these people got away with doing these things to her. But one thing I know, she's a fighter, and she's had to fight. And she's not afraid of it, and that's a blessing. That's a true blessing. Have you worked with?
Yes, it is.
Would this be your first time working with Debbie?
Me and Ms. Debbie, we have built a relationship over the past few years. I participated in one of her town hall meetings that she had on the state about children, involving education and mental health, as well as the Child Protective Services. It was held a few years ago at the Detroit Public Library. I want to say 2018, maybe, or 19. It was a very powerful event. I learned a lot of information. I presented a lot of information. And I just know that I have tremendous respect for Mrs. Debbie.
Me too.
And the work that she does. She's one of the few people I see across the country who is honestly engaged in this work. There's a lot of people engaged in the work for the wrong reasons, but she's one of the people I see honestly engaged in the work for the right reasons. And so I definitely support her and her work.
And she can get applause because I agree totally. And I'm sure everybody that works with her, she's a beautiful person, a beautiful soul. And we're here today to talk about you as well. If you need a commercial break, let me know. If not, we're going to jump right on in with both feet. And that's it, feet with no S. I know. And we're going to talk about what you're doing and what's coming up now. The pandemic, has it gotten you down, Dr. Umar? Have you found more ways to come up in this pandemic? What's going on?
I wouldn't say it hasn't. I wouldn't say it's gotten me down. Obviously, despite the pandemic, Black people have to fight that at the same time that they fight the racism that is going on in this society. And I would dare argue that the racism, the climate for Black people in America right now is very similar to the climate for Black people in America just before of the civil rights movement. We are dealing with a 1920s to 1950s era of racism. I don't know if you know this, but in over 30 states, lawmakers have introduced over 81 bills to prevent people from protesting. And some of these states are punishing people with loss of employment, punishing them with the inability to get public help, housing, unemployment, college assistance if they engage in protests that were not sanctioned by the local government. So we are dealing with an America that is trying to take Black people back to the Jim Crow era. And I would argue in many respects has taken us back to the Jim Crow era. You saw the verdict that came out Tuesday with Officer Derek Chauvin. And on the very same day that verdict was handed down, a police officer shot a 16-year-old Black girl in Columbus, Ohio, 5 times because she was wielding a knife. And that is absolutely unacceptable. There's a man can get a knife from a girl, and a trained police officer wearing a bulletproof vest can also get a knife from a girl. And I'm quite certain if the girl was white, she would have not been shot. So we are seeing right now in front of our faces that America is reinstituting Jim Crow law and Jim Crow justice.
Yes, and I agree, and it's hard to believe, and I don't want to say hard to believe. It's hard to understand on what's happening and why it's happening, and be able to explain it to our children, our grandchildren, our growing up, our grandsons, our granddaughters. There was a lot of comments about what happened with and I'm totally not judgmental in the situation in Ohio. But what I do know is that my daughter, she's a pretty big girl, one of the youngest, and the youngest one is the biggest one, about 5'11". Anyway, her dad made it real strong on, as she was growing up, as when the police come around and they tell you to stop or stand down or what have you, how she needs to do that. He was, very adamant about that. And and I look at that and say, it's a reason why. I never knew why he went there, but I guess because of her size or her height, which it shouldn't matter, and her being a black child, that she needed to know that, to pay attention. And then you still have to have respect for the law, would you say?
Well, I couldn't say, because if the law doesn't respect you, you cannot respect it.
That's right.
And that also seems to be another issue that Black people are wrestling with, because many of our people are afraid, understandably so to some extent. They are afraid for their lives. But at the same time, one of the great contradictions of the American white power structure is that they want Black people to always respect the law enforcement officer, although the law enforcement officer is not required to respect Black people. And many of us are at a boiling point. We are tired of this. We are tired of the police not being held accountable for taking the lives of defenseless Black people. For a long time, they killed our men. Now they are killing our women. We have elderly Black women who have been murdered. They are killing our babies, and they are also killing our girls. And it is crystal clear that the president of the United States isn't interested in doing anything about it, as he caters to Asians, and as he caters to illegal immigrants, and as he caters to the transgender community. His first 90 days in office have saw him do absolutely nothing to curb the tide of police genocide against Black people. Although he promised changes for Black people, although he got into office with votes from Black people, in many states there was historic turnout for Black people in support of Joe Biden. And he has not delivered on any of his promises to the Black community, but he's not alone. No president ever delivered on their promises to Black people, including Barack Obama. So part of this is our own fault, because we do not change our political behavior that will demand a change from the politicians we vote for.
You know what? We get that. I'm going to go to it's top of the hour. We're going to go to a break, and we're going to talk more about what you got what's coming up next, and how we can see more of you. Okay, is that cool with you,
Absolutely.
brother? All right, Dr. Umar Johnson, everybody, will be right back. Do not touch that dial.
Finally, I just got my COVID-19 vaccine.
I registered with my local health department and they called me.
I got mine at the pharmacy, and my neighbor got hers from the hospital.
I'm not a techie person, so I called the COVID hotline, and they helped me schedule an appointment.
Get vaccinated with the first vaccine you can. Protect us all.
Learn more at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine.
I'm attorney Carl Collins III. I'm attorney Carl Collins III. Hello, I'm attorney Carl Collins III. If you've been injured and you need help, make the best call on your worst day. Call me at 855-CAR-HIT-YOU. That's 855-CAR-HIT-YOU.
If you or someone you know is facing eviction and has a notice to quit or a court order summons, complaint, or judgment, there is help to avoid eviction. Call the Detroit Eviction Helpline at 866-313-2520 or visit DetroitEvictionHelp.com. The City of Detroit with the State of Michigan have eviction prevention programs to assist Detroit residents with financial assistance and legal representation. Again, Detroiters can call 866-313-2520 or visit www.DetroitEvictionHelp.com. That's 866-313-2520 or go online to DetroitEvictionHelp.com. Again, Detroiters can call 866-313-2520 or visit www.DetroitEvictionHelp.com. 866-313-2520. Get help today.
Hi, excuse me, do you have anything for pain?
Straight down that aisle there.
All right, thank you.
Young lady, this here's what you need.
Ringmaster?
Ring Master Rubbing Oil.
How does it work?
By promoting circulation since 1950.
Massage it in for best results.
Ringmaster took care of my back pain.
Ringmaster got rid of my knee pain too.
Wow, it sounds like I'm late to the party. I'll take one.
Find Ringmaster at CVS, Davis Drugs, and other fine stores.
Hi, this is LaWanda.
This is RJ Watkins.
Coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you. Because you know healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. Need to get yours today. Call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
All media platforms are engaged. Copy. Get ready to launch your show or product. Periscope ready. We're 5x5 ready to launch. Copy that. Trend worldwide across all major platforms.
Ignition. 3, 2, 1.
The world is waiting. Watkins Broadcasting. More than just TV. Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
Back, everybody. This is News You Can Use, and we are back with Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Johnson, welcome back.
Thank you.
It's good. It's awesome to have you back. I'm glad my audio's kicked in strong. You sound great. Your values and your opinions and the way you see things is always so strong and so powerful, and we can appreciate that, and we kind of wish everybody had strong values and views to what's real and what's going on out here. The sight to see bigger than what we actually see, even though what we see is clear enough. George Floyd and the others, we were pleased about the verdict of Siobhan from Minneapolis, where everybody was pleased. It seemed like it came and went a little fast to me. Not saying that I wanted the verdict to go strictly straight that way. It just seemed like it should have been some more. But I guess it's a start.
Absolutely. Well, I would even call it a start. I don't believe that Officer Derek Chauvin's conviction was a victory, because George is not coming back. Breonna Taylor is not coming back. Ahmaud Arbery, Eric Garner, Philando Castile, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, none of them are coming back. In addition to that, there has been no changes in the rules for police with regard to how they interact with Black people at all. It was not a victory. In fact, I would argue that Officer Derek Chauvin was not convicted because of Black protests directly. He was convicted because of white capitalism. In other words, Derek Chauvin was convicted for the same reasons that O.J. was acquitted. O.J. Simpson was what benefited from the fact that the Rodney King riots had just taken place 3 years before his trial. And since Los Angeles County had burned down to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars, they could not afford for a second riot to take place had OJ been convicted. So OJ got lucky because the timing of his case did not allow for him to be convicted. And it was the same thing in the George Floyd situation, because the protests that took off or were initiated right after George Floyd's murder caused millions of dollars in damage. And that damage was mostly done by white protesters, not black ones, Antifa and others. But as a result of that, the state of Minnesota had decided that they cannot afford for a second set of protests to take place while they're still rebuilding the city from last year's protests. So this was not about justice for black people. This was about white folk who did not want to lose any more money than they already had from the first George Floyd protests.
I agree. I hear that. And I said that. I said it's happened a little fast. And even although, it was supposed to go this way, he needed to, that's the way it was supposed to be guilty.
But he has not been sentenced either.
At all. And then if you notice,
the conviction is not what matters. It's how much time do I get? If I get convicted for stealing from you, that's not a victory. Do I have to pay you back? You understand? How am I going to do any jail time?
So
and the fact that they are delaying the sentencing for 8 weeks clearly speaks to the fact that they want the situation to be diffused somewhat before they actually tell you exactly how much time he's really going to do. And of course, we know that I believe he has the opportunity to appeal the case.
And that's what the judge said right before he even let the people revoke his bond or bail. He said, well, you can appeal in this amount of time. It seemed like he was telling him how to get a break, early before he sent the bailiffs to him, before they revoked the bail, all of that. And I was like, oh, you sure is giving him all this information, which I don't know the process and don't really want to know the court process, although that's what it seemed like to me. I heard him say, you can appeal in this amount of time and you can do this and you can contact this person. And to me, that was a lot of information for someone who was just on his way to prison and hadn't even stepped his foot in there yet.
Absolutely. And of course, we just got word that Amber Geiger, the white female police officer that shot our brother Botham Jean in his own apartment, is planning to appeal her conviction, you see. And I don't think that situation was helped by the fact that the black judge over the trial gave her a Bible, and that Botham Jean's brother gave her a hug, and that many of the black jurors said that they felt sorry for her. What can be more exemplary of white privilege than for a white female murderer to be given compassion by the jury, a Bible by the judge, and a hug from the victim's brother?
And I didn't hear any mental health help from the doctors. I didn't hear anything like that. What, any medication, any prescriptions, any something, because something truly should have been wrong, or clearly should have been wrong. I don't know. Is conspiracy out here? What's going on? We hear it or no.
This is not a conspiracy. This is a genocide. Conspiracies are done in secret. Nothing being done to black people is a conspiracy anymore. It is out. It is in the open. It is bold. They don't care if we hear it. They don't care if we hear them say it or do it, because at this point, after 400 years, white people are tired of having black people around, and they believe they can get rid of us, and they're doing the best that they can to do it. This Stop Asian Hate campaign is a distraction away from the black agenda, and they're even trying to paint that with a black face. A white man murdered 8 Asians. It was wrong. It was unacceptable.
It was inhumane.
Condolences to those families, but that was a white crime against Asians. But they're painting Asian hate with a black face. How can we be the haters of Asians when their Asians are robbing black people blind to the tune of billions of dollars a year in our communities? How can you hate somebody who you are allowing to rob you blind and never put a penny back into your community?
That's right. You are. So are you doing any speaking virtually?
Not virtually, but coming up. Because I'm very old-fashioned. I like to do things in person.
Okay.
I will be Thursday. I will be in Nat Turner Land, Virginia, which is Druryville, which is near the North Carolina border, to celebrate the 81st birthday of Baba H. Khalif Khalifa. He's the senior most expert on the life and times of Nat Turner. He also conducts the Nat Turner Trail Tour and seminar, and he'll be turning 81. So we want to give him his roses while we're still here. We're not expecting him to go anywhere anytime soon, but we want to celebrate his 81st solar return this Thursday down in Nat Turner Land from 3 to 7. And then I will be in Las Vegas, Nevada on Friday, the 14th of May, Oakland, California, Saturday, the 16th of May, Los Angeles, California, Sunday, the 16th of May, Palm Springs, California, Saturday, the 22nd of May, South Bend, Indiana on Sunday, the 23rd of May for the Black Messiah Conference. I'll be in Fayetteville, North Carolina, June 4th, Statesville, North Carolina, June 6th, Atlanta, Georgia for Juneteenth on June 19th, and I'll be in Louisville, Kentucky to celebrate the Most Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey's birthday on August the 14th. He's born on August the 17th, but the celebration will be on Saturday, August the 14th in Louisville, Kentucky.
All right, that's a awesome schedule this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've also been holding Black Parent Boot Camp trainings. We've already done one in Michigan several years ago. Detroit, in fact, was one of the first places to get the Black Parent Boot Camp training. We may do another one at some point.
In Detroit? Because I missed the first one. I would like to be involved in
Michigan. That. I don't know if this, I don't know if it'll be held in Detroit again, but it'll be in Michigan. I'll be coming to Lansing, Michigan, as well as Inkster, Michigan sometime in the near future, but I don't have dates yet.
Okay.
And I'll be returning to Pontiac as well as Flint and Detroit too. I just have to get the dates together. That'll probably be closer towards the end of the summer, early fall.
Okay, and that's going to be awesome because we are always glad to have you here in the entire state, not just the city of Detroit and Highland Park, in the entire state. And please feel free to drop down there to the station at WHPR. We always welcome, and we also practice social distance. I have a mask on, and it's just me in here, but we practice social distance. You would see that. How can we get tickets to come see you? You know, people are still traveling.
All the events that I just named are free, except the Los Angeles event. Folks can contact the Blessed Love Community Center, where that event will be held on Sunday, May the 16th. They can get tickets directly from Blessed Love. They're not on my website. They have to get them from the store. But every other city that I named, those are free lectures. And there will be a book signing to follow my new book, Black Parent Advocate, The Art of War for Dealing with America's Public and Charter Schools. I have a copy of it right here. This is the new book. I'm very proud of the book. It's over 500 pages of reference material for Black parents, educators, parent advocates. The first part of the book talks about letters. I have an army of sample letters that you can use to respond to the school when they try to mistreat your child, when they try to medicate your child, or special educate your child, or juvenile adjudicate your child. And the second part of the book is I teach parents how to understand many of the common documents that you will see in the schoolhouse. So for example, I teach you how to understand the psychological evaluation, how to understand the IEP, how to understand the behavior plan, how to understand the academic intervention plan. I also have a chapter on homeschooling your children. There's also a chapter on how to conduct yourself at school meetings so you don't end up sabotaging the very agenda that you're trying to get put through. So this is a very powerful book. It's a follow-up to my first one, Psychoacademic Holocaust. You need to read both of them. The first book is currently undergoing some revisions for the second edition, which I hope will be out sometime this summer.
All right, that's awesome. That's awesome. Where it's on your website? Because I'm interested.
It's on my website, drumarjohnson.com, drumarjohnson.com. It's also important that your viewers understand that I'm a self-published author, so you cannot purchase my book anywhere else except from my website. If you see it on Amazon or on the internet, it is a bootleg copy, which means it is not the same quality. It is probably lacking much of the information. And of course, the funds that we raise from this book, I use to finance a lot of my travels and other activities. So I'm hoping that brothers and sisters will only buy from me instead of from those who try to bootleg my book and reproduce it without my permission.
Wow, I didn't know they did that with books. I
Yes,
guess
they do.
anything man-made, man gets around.
Absolutely.
Can get into.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a small commercial break, just a blink of an eye. We're going to talk more about the school. I want to see what's going on.
Sure.
If it's open, and then maybe I can get an opinion on how you feel about the concern of the new law in Georgia about the voting. So hold on, hold tight. You guys don't go anywhere, and I'll be right back with more of Dr. Umar Johnson on Debbie News and More. All right, we're back. I'm Renee, stepping out on faith, and I have Dr. Umar Johnson in the building. And welcome back, Dr. Umar Johnson. Welcome back.
Thank you.
It's about a little after quarter past the top of the hour, and I want to get so much more I want to get in and get some information on. And I was asking about the school. I was definitely looking forward to it. I heard you talk about it before, so if you could update us on that.
The Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, to put everything in perspective with the school. First of all, we have two schools that we purchased in February of 2019. The Honorable Marcus Garvey Elementary School, which is right across the street and facing directly the Honorable Frederick Douglass High School. We own them both. We owe $300,000 in taxes on the school because the high school is $100,000 a year. The elementary school is $50,000 a year, and we've owned the school for 2 years. So that's 150 times 2. So we're asking brothers and sisters to please donate. They can do so on their Cash App, $FDMG School. I repeat, on the Cash App, $FDMG School. On the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. I repeat, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. So on Cash App, it's FDMG School. PayPal, it's FDMG Academy. They can also mail a check of money or payable to the school. The information is on my website, drumarjohnson.com. But the address is P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. That's 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. Here's the situation. If we had an HVAC mechanic, a plumber, and an electrician, and a carpenter, those four tradesmen or women, HVAC, plumber, electrician, carpenter. If we had in our community one of each of those specialists who would volunteer their time to come to the school and make the necessary repairs, which are not extensive, the school could be open in a month. I want to be very clear about that. That's how simple this is. All we need are repairs. We can pay for all the material. We can pay for the new units, the new equipment. We cannot afford the man hours. We can't afford the labor. So we need brothers and sisters who have a volunteering entrepreneurial spirit to come in and help us get the school ready for Black boys. That's all we need. 4 volunteers, the school will be ready in 4 weeks. That's it. The problem is we don't have people in our community who are like that. We don't have plumbers, electricians, HVACers, and carpenters who care enough about Black boys to want to donate their time. So we have to pay for that service. And so what we're doing now is we're trying to vet as many HVACers and plumbers as possible to see who can give us the best price to try to stretch the money that we have as much as possible to cover the repairs on the small school. So I want you to understand that it's taken us some time, because we have to raise money and find an HVACer and a plumber who is both responsible and reasonable. That is our concern. Our biggest challenge in these 2 years has been finding tradesmen or women who are responsible, meaning they will do the job and do it right and complete it on time, and reasonable, not try to take advantage of us and not try to overcharge us. And so far, we have had little success with either.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. She seemed like somebody should want to be able to write it off or do something under volunteer.
That's all it takes.
Charity or what have you. Because it sounds great. I have grandsons, and I want them to. You want to pay for the best education, and education is It's not just always it's in the books. We just wanted to make sure it's in the right books, and they're getting fed the right information, being taught the right education. A lot have been said about the new law in Georgia, and a lot of people are turning the other ear. A lot of movie stars, a lot of they don't want to perform their movies there, film their movies there, or just have any shows or anything of that nature due to the law about the voting. Did you have a comment about that?
Well, as you know, whenever white people perceive that black people are closing the power gap and opportunities gap between them and ourselves, they automatically start trying to do what? Readjust and extend that gap, because America is based on white privilege. America is based on white privilege. In order to protect that white privilege, you must constantly seek to disadvantage black people. That's the only way you can keep white people ahead, because they are not racially superior to us. So in order to keep the perception or the illusion of racial superiority, you have to constantly undermine, disadvantage, and sabotage the attempts by black people to achieve some degree of opportunity in this society. And so that's all they're doing. Georgia lost its electoral votes in the past presidential bid to Joe Biden. It's the first time that Georgia has went Democrat in nearly 20 years. Yeah. They are upset and they are angry. So what are they going to do? They're going to make sure it doesn't happen again.
They're going to readjust.
With that, though, they're going to readjust. That's what racism does. It revises, it readjusts. But here's the issue. Joe Biden's victory has not been a victory for black people. Barack Obama's victory has not been a victory for black people. Bill Clinton's victory, Jimmy Carter's victory, Lyndon Baines Johnson's victory, they were not victories for black people. Neither the Democrat or the Republican has been any help to us at all. So we have to get off of the Democratic-Republican seesaw, the Democratic and Republican merry-go-round, the Democratic and Republican roller coaster. Get off of it, divest from it. All black people should re-register as independent voters, and then we should come together and have our own caucus, our own black convention, and decide who we want to elect after we've had a negotiation conversation with them to see what concessions they're willing to give us for our votes. We are making a big mistake every election cycle when we vote for people without first having an understanding and an agreement with them. We did not have an understanding and agreement with Obama. There was no understanding or agreement with Trump. There was no understanding or agreement with Biden. How can you expect to get something when you never demand anything?
I heard that. I love to hear you speak all the time. If I could jump and get to those areas and those states, you were speaking when I was in Vegas not long ago, that would have been great. Can't wait till you come to Michigan. One more time, if you could give out the website, it's winding down.
Yes, indeed. Brothers and sisters who want to reach me can call me at 8444 Dr. Umar. That's 8444 DRUMAR. They can also text message me at 215-989-9858. That's 215-989-9858. They can donate on the website by joining the Loyal Donors Club. Automatic contribution of $50 a month, bronze $100, silver $250, gold $500, platinum, and $1,000 a month, diamond. Or they can get on their Cash App, $FDMG School, or on their PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. We appreciate their support. I want to thank the state of Michigan, the city of Detroit, for all of the donations we have gotten from you guys these past 6 years that we've been fundraising, and we're still not to the finish line. So we need you guys to hang in there with us until we complete the goal. And after we get the school up in Delaware, we have to open up one in Michigan as well.
I know that's right. I agree on that. If you could, give one or two encouraging words to some of our boys, our black men coming up, our young men, and then two, if we just say goodbye to Debbie Williams, and then we'll be taking it home.
Absolutely. To the young men, stand strong, do your best, stay focused, control your emotions, especially around police. Okay, too many black men are losing their lives because they want to prove to the police that they are men. If you know you are a man, you don't have to prove it. Control yourself. Your mother wants you home alive at night. Your father needs you home alive at night. The black community has bigger and better plans for you, and we don't want to lose any of you to these KK cops that are in our community taking our lives. So please control your mouth, control your actions, practice extreme discipline, because police are allowed to kill black people without justification in this country. And one of the best things we can do is practice discipline to make sure that we are around long enough to fulfill the destiny for which God brought us to this earth in the first place.
That's right.
Queen Mother Debbie Williams, get better. I look forward to seeing you soon, Queen Mother. Looking forward to coming back on the show. Whenever you guys would like to have me, just let me know. I'm just a phone call away. Detroit, I love you. Thank you for standing by Dr. Umar. Thank you for standing by FDMG Academy, Team Pan-African, the NIBPA Parent Association, and I look forward to coming back to Michigan soon. Lansing and Inkster are next up for Michigan.
All right, I want to thank you for joining us, Dr. Umar Johnson. And again, we love you right here in Detroit and in Michigan. And Debbie Williams, we said get well. Next time Debbie should be sitting here, everybody. And we're out of here. You have a great day. I'm Renee, stepping out on faith. Happy Thursday.